Morning, friends. Thank you for joining me for today's Let's Get Twisted practice. You can assume it is as it sounds. We will be doing lots of twists in our practice today, so let's get ourselves all ready. Feel free to grab any blocks, a blanket, any straps that you think you may need for our practice today, and bring them to your mat, nicely accessible somewhere. And when you're ready, just come to a nice, comfortable seated position, whether easy pose or hero's pose. You choose the most comfortable position for you today. Just have a nice erect spine in whatever position you choose. Maybe a blanket under your hips to allow a little bit of elevation, a little bit of space there. And once you're ready, we will get ourselves a little grounded as we get ready for today. If you're in my area, there's a nice little snowfall, so maybe this practice is coming just before you have to go out and shovel that snow. So, great way to kind of get ourselves centered. Once you are in a nice, comfortable seated position, close your eyes if that's in your practice. If not, maybe just soften your gaze. You can look down, straight ahead. You find your drishti. I invite you, when you take your next breath, to simply be conscious of it. Just allow your breath to bring you into the present moment, the here and the now. You don't have to control the breath. Our nervous system has that totally under control. Your only job is just become aware. Feel that cool air as it enters in through the nose, and the warm air as you exhale, and expel any tension or negative emotions. Feel your belly expand with each inhale, much like a balloon, making room for the lungs to fill with that new energy that we're bringing in. And our belly deflate, navel towards the spine as we exhale, allowing gravity to expel that air, making room for the next breath. If you need to, maybe correct your posture here. Lift your chin until the top of your head radiates towards the horizon. Be proud. Be proud that you've taken this time for you today. Your time is of value, but so is our practice. Coming back into our body, being aware of what we need. Not just being aware, but actually following through and giving our body that nourishment. On your next exhale, let your shoulders relax down. Feel your neck grow long. Relax all the muscles of the face, the forehead, the muscles around the eyes, your jaws, even the muscles around your cheek and the back of your neck. Again, notice your breath. Don't lose that connection. Allow it to bring you into the present moment where you're safe, relaxed, and doing something positive. Quiet your mind as you focus on that inhale and exhale. Maybe introduce an ujjayi here, that soft whisper through a softly constricted throat. If you notice thoughts entering your mind, just let them float by like little leaves in a breeze, and bring your attention back to your breath. Disengage from the past and from the future. Just the here, just the now. Enjoy this moment. Maybe lengthen your breath a bit. Deepen the inhale. Extend that exhale. If you find your mind wandering, bring it back to your breath. Deep inhale. Extend the exhale. Maybe feeling your breath lengthen. Slowly begin to allow your breath to come back to its natural cycle in a comfortable pace of breathing. Maybe take one last deep inhale before doing so. One big exhale through the mouth. Let everything sink down. Slowly begin to open your eyes as we prepare for our practice today. When you're ready, on your next exhale, turn your chin towards the right, towards that right shoulder, looking towards the right side. Inhale, bring your chin back to center. Exhale, back over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, chin to the right. Inhale, back to center. Chin to the left. Inhale, back to center. Bring your right ear to that right shoulder. Maybe bring your hands down to the mat here to find a little more stretch in that left muscle of the neck. Inhale, back to center. Left ear to the left shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Right ear, right shoulder. Inhale, back to center and to the left. Inhale, back to center. On the exhale, bring your chin to your chest. And as you inhale, make little circles with your chin. Come up and around. Exhale as you bring your chin around the chest. Inhale as the chin rises. Exhale as it lowers. Follow your breath. When you get back to center, go the other way. Inhale, chin up and around. Exhale, down and around. Inhale, come back to neutral. If they're not already there, put your hands on the mat. We're going to inhale, left hand up, palm facing towards the right. Exhale, bend towards the right. Bring that palm towards the ground on the right hand side. Inhale, lengthen through those left fingertips. Really feel the stretch in that left side body. Exhale, lower the left hand to the mat. Inhale, right hand up overhead. Exhale, bring it down towards the mat on the other side. Again, inhale, lengthen through fingertips to the hip. Exhale, release the hand to the mat. Inhale, both hands overhead, palms facing each other. Exhale, bring your right hand to your left knee. Inhale, lengthen, crown to tailbone. Exhale, soften into the twist towards the left. Chin over sternum. Twisting our torso. Inhale, lengthen once more. Exhale, maybe find a little more room in that twist. On your next exhale, release back to neutral. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you on the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften into the twist, chin over sternum. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come back to neutral. Maybe give your shoulders a little roll out here. A little backwards, a little forwards. And very mindfully, when you're ready, bring yourself onto all fours into a tabletop position, being mindful of your movements as you go. Maybe give your legs a little shake out here. There you go. As you come into your tabletop position, fingers wide on the mat, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Really root through all 10 of those knuckles, feeling all of the fingertips press into the ground like you're plugged in here. Maybe roll those upper arm bones out, really strengthen through those upper arms, through the arms. We're gonna move into some cats and cows here. So on your next inhale, bring your belly towards the mat, arching the spine, tailbone to the sky, chin and chest to the horizon. If you want, you can curl your toes. Just keep them flat, up to you. Exhale into cat. Arch or curve the spine, press through the arms. Broaden that space between the shoulders, chin to chest. Inhale, navel towards the mat, chin and chest to the horizon. Exhale, curve the spine to the sky, chin to chest, press through the palms, all 10 finger knuckles. Take a couple more on your own here. Follow your breath. On your next inhale, bring it back to center. One full breath here as you firm that foundation again. Inhale, right leg out behind, toes facing the mat. Disengage that right glute to allow those toes to be right, facing right down towards the ground. Nice. Once you feel a nice sense of balance here, and if it's in your practice, on your next inhale, bring your left hand straight out in front of you, palm facing in. Inhale, lengthen from heel to fingertips. Exhale, squeeze left knee to the right, right knee to the left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, come back to center. Firm your foundation here again. Rotate those upper arm bones. Make strong arms. Press through that right knee as we inhale. Bring our left leg straight out behind us. Toes to the mat. Disengage that left glute muscle. One full breath. And if it's in your practice, right hand straight out in front, palm facing in. Inhale, lengthen, heel to fingertips. Exhale, squeeze left knee, right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come back to center. One full inhale. Exhale, bring your hips back to your heels, finding our child's pose. Maybe bring your block in to rest your head if that's in your practice. Personalize a position for you today. Maybe walk your fingers out, really feel a stretch through that upper body. Maybe massage your forehead on the mat. Find what works for you here. Take a moment to maybe reconnect with your breath. Find if your mind has wandered. Are you back at yesterday? Are you looking at tomorrow? Or are you right here, right now, taking care of you, where you belong? At any point through our practice today, you can come here to Child's Pose, just to revisit any intentions you may have set, to reconnect with your breath, to just take a rest. Any reason you need to come back to Child's Pose. Hands extended or hands to the side. You choose. A couple more breaths. On your next inhale, bring your hands out in front of you. Push on up, back into tabletop. Curl the toes, heels up and back, downward facing dog. Keep a bend in those knees. It's our first downward facing dog of the day. Fingers spread on the mat. Rotate those upper arm bones to the front. Eyes at the elbows, facing forward. Broaden the space between the shoulders. Personalize this for you. Maybe pedal it out a little bit. There you go. You can have your feet hip width apart, totally together. You choose. Maybe push the thigh bones back just a bit. Allow a little more height on those hips. And gaze towards the navel. And when you're ready, just step towards the front of the mat into a forward fold. Again, nice bend in the knees here. Let's allow our hamstrings to wake up nicely. Nice. Inhale halfway, hands on the shins. Maybe a soft little push through to allow a little more length from the crown to the tailbone. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat or your blocks. And bring your blocks in here if that's your personalization. And on our next inhale, slowly up, hands overhead. Exhale, cactus arms. Make some space, shine that chest. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, cactus arms. Really stretch through that upper chest area. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, palms together. Anjali Mudra, prayer hands. At any point through our practice today, use any one of those arm positions for any stance where our hands are overhead, or choose your personalization. Okay? While we're here in Tadasana, Namaste, let's push the palms into the chest. Really feel a connection here. Feel the chest rise or the abdomen rise as you inhale. Everything soften as you exhale. On your next inhale, sweep your hands overhead. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Hands on the blocks or on your mat. Inhale, halfway, extend crown to tailbone. Exhale, fold. And breathe here. Maybe grab opposite elbows. A little yes, a little no. Loosen up. Inhale, soften as you exhale. Hand on a block in between your feet, just in front of yourself here. On your next inhale, slide your left hand up your right arm, straight across the chest, all the way up overhead. Soft bend in that right knee, finding a twist here. You can have have your hand on a block in front of you or on the mat. Inhale, lengthen from left fingertips all the way down. You'll feel it all the way through that left glute. Try and have even pressure through both feet here. On your next exhale, release the twist. Replace your right hand with your left. Inhale, slide your right hand all the way up. Soft bend in that left knee as we twist up. Right hand in line with that right shoulder, palm facing outwards. Inhale, lengthen, really feel it through that right side body, that right glute. And on your next exhale, release to the mat. Both hands down. We're going to step back into plank position here. Come down to your knees if that's your personalization. Inhale, lengthen, really firm through those all 10 finger knuckles. Make sure your shoulders are under your wrists. Nope, make sure your wrists are under your shoulders. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, chest and chin to the horizon. Tops of the feet press into the mat. You might feel your knees rise a little here for cobra. Exhale, lower your forehead back to the mat. Bring your hands a little wider out to the sides. Come right up on your fingertips. Inhale, chest and chin up. Exhale, right shoulder down towards the mat, followed by the right cheek. One full breath here. Inhale, back up to our cobra variation. Pinch those shoulders back. Exhale, lower to the left shoulder, left cheek. Inhale, back up into cobra variation. Exhale, lower. Bring your hands to the mat under your shoulders. Inhale, press up through tabletop, hips all the way back into child's pose. Walk your fingers out in front, give a good stretch again. Rest your head on the mat or on a block, you choose. Your knees could be a little wider apart, they could be close together. Bring them a little closer together. You'll feel a little more expansion through that lower lumbar. Inhale, come up through tabletop. Curl the toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to find some stillness here. So make whatever movements you need. And then find yourself in stillness for a few breaths. Reconnect with your breath. And when you're ready, step it up towards the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale halfway, extend crown to tailbone. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead, bend your knees, let your hips float back, finding a chair pose. Again, personalize your arms for you. Cactus hands, prayer hands, hands overhead. Personalize your chair. Make it comfortable for you. Maybe some cup holders on the side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right elbow to the left knee. Palms pressing together. Left elbow to the sky, finding our chair pose twist. Inhale, lengthen. Maybe raise the chest a little bit here. Exhale, soften into your twist. Another full breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, straighten the legs, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, bringing the hands to heart center. Finding our chair pose, nice and strong. Excellent. Inhale, lengthen. Tuck that navel to the spine. Engage those core muscles. Inhale, lengthen once more. Exhale, left elbow to that right knee. Palms still together. Press through the palms. Inhale, lengthen, crown to tailbone. Finding a small rise in the chest. Exhale, soften into your twist. Keep your chin over your sternum. On your next exhale, release your twist. Let your hands sweep up overhead, straighten your legs. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe a little rock back and forth here. Inhale halfway, hands on the shins or on the floor. Exhale, fold, hands on the mat. Step or hop back into plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Choose your preference. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up overhead. Exhale, bring the sole of the foot towards the mat on the left. Rooting firmly through that left leg. Finding a little twist here. Stack those hips. On your next inhale, step your right foot forward. And just give it a little shuffle if that's in your practice today. Left knee to the mat. Inhale, hands overhead or cactus arms. Exhale, left elbow to the right knee, palms together. You guessed it, a twist. Today we get twisted. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, find a little more space. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release your hands to the mat. Straighten that front leg. Maybe have your blocks accessible here for our half splits. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower your chest and chin towards that right leg. Inhale, raise your chest back up, bend that knee coming forward. Hands to the mat, curl the left toes, right foot back to meet the left, back into plank. Firm through that foundation. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel to the sky. Exhale, stack your hips. Left foot towards the right side. Press evenly through both hands on that right foot. On your next inhale, step the left foot forward towards the hands. Maybe a little assistance here on that foot. Right knee to the mat. Top of the foot flat. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, right shoulder, left knee, palms together. Finding our twist on the other side. One more full breath here. You got it. And exhale, release your hands to the mat or your blocks. Inhale, straighten your left knee. Half splits. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chest and chin towards that leg. As far as your practice allows. Inhale, bend that front knee, coming back up into low lunge. Inhale, hands overhead. Give a little stretch there on that right hip. Exhale, hands back down. Curl those back toes, finding our plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step or hop to the front of the mat here, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the blocks or mat. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment to reconnect with the breath here. So we move into our sun salutations. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, fold. Blocks or floor. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, step or hop into plank or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, step or hop, front of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Maybe a little back bend there. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step or hop, chaturanga or plank, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands overhead. Middle back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Step or hop back into plank. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Exhale through tabletop if you want. Downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale, hands overhead. Turn your pinkies inward towards each other. Find a little space in those shoulder blades. Be proud in your low lunge. Inhale, lengthen. Feel like you're squeezing your upper thighs together. Exhale, right hand to the left calf, left hand overhead, finding a little twist and bend here. Exhale, release. Bring your hands back to the mat. Curl your toes. Coming up, find your balance here. Either a tightrope, maybe widen your stance as we work our way into our warrior one. Inhale, spin your back heel to the mat. Hands overhead or cactus hands or our prayer hands. Really firm through. Take a look down. Can you see your big toe? If you can't see your big toe, maybe a little, bring that right knee towards the outside, maybe the inside. Really firm through that back leg. Press through the outer edge of the foot. Inhale, hands up. Feel like you're pressing your thighs together. Engage the core, navel to spine. Inhale, lower your hands in front, palms facing each other. Exhale, slide that left hand all the way across your chest, opening up to warrior two. Palms facing down. Again, take a look down. Can you see your big toe? Pull your left hand towards the back wall a little. Keep that core on fire, engaged. Gaze over the right hand. Inhale, turn the right hand, palm up. Exhale, bend, left hand to left thigh, finding reverse warrior. Couple breaths here. On your next exhale, bring your arms back out to the side, straighten your front knee, Cartwheel the hands over. Have your block accessible here. Inhale, left hand to the sky, right hand to the mat. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Feel like that left hip is pulling outwards to the wall behind you. Bring your gaze up to your left hand, maybe straight ahead. Gaze towards your foot. Find your comfortable gaze. One more inhale. Exhale, bend that front knee. Lower both hands to the mat. Turn onto your left toes. Right foot back to meet the left. Plank. Exhale, chaturanga, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Give a little pedal out here. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Right knee to the mat again. You can go heel to inner arch or feel free to widen that stance if that's in your practice. Inhale, hands overhead or your variation. Exhale, left hand to the right calf. Right hand overhead. Finding that extension, that stretch through that right side, that right hip. Feel it all the way from those right fingertips down to that right knee. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Curl those back toes. Come on up off that knee. Go working towards our warrior one. Again, find that balance. Inhale, spin that back foot down, keeping it on a nice 45-degree angle. Hands up overhead. Take a look down. Can we see that big toe? Do we need to guide our knee out a tiny bit? Engage the core, navel to spine. Be proud in your warrior one. Feel like you're squeezing those thighs together. Pressure through the back edge of the foot. Feel the power in the warrior. That was cheesy. I'm sorry. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, your hands out in front, palms facing each other. Inhale, slide that right hand all the way down across the chest, in line with the right shoulder, palms facing down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Take another look down. What is that front knee doing? See if it's splaying in or splaying out. Really press through that outer edge. Gaze over those left fingertips. Find some stillness. Inhale, left palm up. Exhale, bring that hand all the way up and overhead. Right hand on that right leg. As it slides down as we find a little more room in our bend. Bring your drishti or your gaze up towards that left hand. Maybe just down off to the side. Whatever your neck permits. Just feel it as we go from those left fingertips all the way down to that left foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring your hands around, straighten that front knee. Finding our Trikonasana on the other side. Use your block, maybe your hand on your shin, right hand overhead. Inhale, lengthen through. Maybe feel like you got a little, someone pulling on that right hip there, drawing it back towards that back wall. Maybe your hand on your block now if you found a little more space. Not sure, but I think puppy just entered the frame. On your next exhale, bend that front knee, cartwheel your hands to the mat, and step that left foot back to meet the right. Maybe give a little pedal out here. Inhale, step your right foot forward. Coming up into high lunge, inhale your hands overhead. Again, feel like you're pressing those thighs together. We're only here for a second. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands straight out. Right hand under the left. Twisting around, finding our eagle pose here. Again, just for a second. If this is not accessible, maybe just cross your arms, hands on your shoulders. Personalized for you today. If it's in your practice, inhale, find a little more space as you bring your arms up, making space in those shoulder blades. Exhale. Spin that back. No. Come back up onto your toes. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Inhale, left foot up. In between your hands. Find your balance. We're going to stay in high lunge here. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, sink a little more into the hips. Inhale, hands out front. Left arm under right. Again, finding our eagle arms, maybe hands to the shoulders. Find a little opening in the back, upper back here. Again, feel like you're pressing your upper thighs together. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, release the arms. We're going to spin your back heel towards the mat, right toes. So our feet are in line, finding a wide stance here. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, cactus arms, bend the knees, finding a goddess pose. Really open up through the chest here. Be proud. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands to your thighs, fingers facing down towards the mat, keeping space in between those front shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring your right shoulder down towards the mat. Bring your gaze towards that left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left shoulder down towards the mat. Your drishti up to that right shoulder. Inhale, come all the way up, straighten the legs, arms overhead. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. Maybe have your block here as we're gonna find ourselves in another twist. Soft bend in the knees if that's your personalization. Let your head hang a little. Bring your hand to the mat or your block in between your feet, just in front. Inhale, slide that right hand left hand all the way up, the right arm across the chest, up and through. Just your gaze towards the left. Left hand all the way up to the sky. Wherever is best suited for you. If this is where we come, this is where we come. Maybe we come to here. Choose the twist that's best for you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release the left hand down. Replace the right with the left. Inhale, right hand slides all the way up. Again, your twist is as deep as is your practice. On your next exhale, release both hands back down to the mat. Give the knees a little bend here, maybe a little bob. Inhale, hands overhead, straighten those legs. Exhale, hands come all the way down. Right hand sweeps all the way over to the left foot, left hand up and behind. You guessed it, another twist. Inhale, lengthen crown to tailbone. Exhale, release. Left hand all the way across to the right foot, right hand up and overhead. Up to the side, an extension of our right shoulder here. Exhale, release. Walk your hands back to center. Inhale, left foot, toes pointing towards the front of the mat. Right foot coming up onto our toes, hands down, framing that front foot. Transitioning here through a lunge. Left foot back to meet the right, into our plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga, cobra, up dog. Just meet us in downward facing dog in whichever way is most comfortable for you. Inhale, down dog. Take just a moment here, just pedal it out. Reconnect with the breath. Inhale your right foot up, bend that knee. Exhale, bring that right knee to right wrist, shin to the mat, finding our half pigeon. Maybe walk that left foot back a tiny bit more. Personalize your pigeon for you. Maybe keep it high. Maybe onto a block with our forehead. We'll take 4 or 5 breaths here. If you find your hip is high, maybe a block under that hip. Maybe your hands or head on the back of your hands. On your next inhale, bring the chest up. Remove your block if it's there. Roll on to that right hip and float that left leg all the way up through center around so that left foot is on the mat on the outside of your right thigh. Inhale, right hand up overhead, left hand behind. Exhale, bring the right elbow to the left thigh. Maybe hug that left knee. Find the variation that works best for you. Coming into our half lord of the fishes. Inhale, lengthen crown to tailbone. Exhale, twist. If you find your hip is really high, that left hip, maybe just bring your right leg out in front. Work the twist this way. We're getting twisted, no matter how we do it. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Inhale, bend that right leg again if you need to. Straighten the left leg, float it all the way around, coming back in a transition through our half pigeon. Both hands on the mat, right leg back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Give it 2 breaths here. Inhale, left foot up, bend the knee. Exhale, left knee, left wrist, shin to the mat. Flatten out that right leg. Again, back into our pigeon on the other side. Bring your block in if you rest your head. Maybe keep it up high. If you're up high, maybe bring your palms in. Inhale, feel like you're pulling your chest forward with your palms. Let your hips sink a little more. On your next exhale, roll onto the right hip, float that right leg all the way around so the right foot comes to the outer side of that left thigh. Inhale, right hand overhead. Nope, left hand overhead, right hand behind you. Exhale, elbow to right thigh, maybe the arm straight to the mat, maybe just hugging here. Again, straighten that left leg. If you find your hip is high on the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Take a moment here. We're going to multitask for 1 second. I want you to flex the corners of your lips all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, release. Nothing like a good smile in a twist. Bring your right leg straight out in front to meet the left. Finding a nice tall staff pose, Dandasana here. Hands on the mat, chin to the horizon. Nice erect spine from crown to tailbone. Toes flexed towards the shins. And when you're ready, maybe bend your knees, feet hip width apart. Slowly lower yourself to the mat. Excellent. Palms facing down. Feet hip width apart. Maybe have a block. Maybe have your block handy for in between your knees as we come into a bridge pose. Or you can just squeeze your thighs together. On our next inhale, bring the hips up. Extend through. Inhale, maybe find a little more space to bring those hips up. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, press through the palms, raise the hips to the sky. Maybe interlace our fingers here. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, find a little more space. Just take a couple breaths here. Chin off the chest. Exhale, bring it down vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice and slow. Remove your block if you were using that. Inhale, bring your knees into your chest. Hands on the shins. Maybe a little squeeze here, a little rock back and forth. A little massage for the lower lumbar. Extend that left leg out in front, toes flex to the shins. Bring your right sole of the foot to the sky, hand on the outside edge of the foot, finding our half baby. Inhale, lengthen through the heel. Exhale, soften towards the outer aspect of that right shoulder. Just find a little more room in our hips here. On your next exhale, release that right leg to meet the left. Give the knees a little shake out here. Inhale, bring the left knee to the chest. Give a little squeeze. Bring the sole to the ceiling. Reach for that outer aspect of that left foot. Inhale, lengthen through the heel. Exhale as your knee softens towards the mat, just outside of your left shoulder. On your next exhale, release both legs straight out in front, meeting each other. Hands to the mat. Bring your feet hip width apart. Inhale, relax here. Exhale, release your knees to the right, finding a little twist here. Feel free to personalize. Maybe put your right foot on the top of your left thigh, adding a little more space, a little more pressure. Inhale back to center, both feet on the mat. Exhale to the left. Again, feel free to personalize with that left foot on the right thigh. Finding a little more room in the twist. Inhale, come back to center. Bring your feet to the outside edges of your mat. Let your knees fall in towards one another. When you're ready, bring your legs straight out in front of you, maybe the soles of your feet together for bound ankle, reclined bound ankle. Find a position of comfort for you as we work our way into Shavasana. I'm going to sit up just to guide you through our final relaxation. Take a moment to find the position that is most comfortable for you, getting out all those wiggles and adjustments. Maybe your legs are straight out, legs a little wider than the hips, feet falling apart. The arms just away from the body, palms facing up. It's okay if they roll in a bit. Shoulders relaxed and away from the ears. Take a few deep inhalations and long exhales. Maybe exhale out through the mouth a couple of times. Bring the breath back, so you inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. As you're lying there, just notice your breath moving in and out of the body. Let the breath follow its natural cycle. Again, don't try and control it. Your nervous system has that under control. Just be aware of it, how it naturally occurs. With each inhalation, experience a sense of expansion, openness in the body, and with each exhalation, a feeling of relaxation and peacefulness. Every time you exhale, let go of any tension in our muscles. With every exhale, just let go of the weight in your arms, your legs, your head. The whole body, just let it sink into the mat. Trust the surface under you. Each exhale, just melt a little further into the ground. Feel the aliveness in your body. Just allow things to be as they are. Just find a sense of coming home, a sense of everything being connected. Allow your body just to be as it is. Allow yourself just to be as you are. You are whole, complete, perfect, breathing, and alive. Notice your breath as it comes in and goes out of the body. Be embraced by your own breath. Stay in this state for a few minutes, allowing the body to feel the effects and the benefits of the practice. Stay here as long as you need. When you're ready, slowly begin to open your eyes. Maybe roll on to the side. Slowly make your way up to seated. Thank you for joining me for today's practice. Namaste.